This time on Ask Rad Rat, we're going to solve all of Vert's problems. Run the intro. Welcome back to Rad Rat Video, a channel where I turn off my furnace so that the sound is good and I end up recording in my freezing basement. And today we're talking about skateboarding. It's what we always do. If you have questions about skateboarding and skateboarding culture, skateboarding video games, skateboarding anything, go to radratvideo.com and submit them in the homepage. I've only got about 4 left after this, so if you got some more, I would appreciate it. All right, the first two questions, in fact, are from Paris. I believe the whole city teamed up to write these for me. All right. Can you remember any near makes or slam stories while trying to learn a new trick, or one that you never got but wish you did land? So my worst slam was me being stupid. And I was trying to ollie over a curb. So picture like, let me use this VHS tape as an example. Imagine a curb, one sidewalk block, and then a curb on that side too. And I was gonna just do an ollie over it, but I was scared of gaps. I was scared of going fast. I still am a little bit. And I couldn't build up the speed. I would ollie and I would just land on top of it. And instead of going faster, which would have solved the problem, or not trying it anymore if it was too much for me, my idea was to spin backside, and then I could kind of push out the board, land a little bit sideways, and then kick turn, and I could still land. That was my plan. Problem was, I was not very good at backside 180s. I was okay at backside flips, though, which is only kind of true. I believed I was okay at backside flips. I sucked at them. In fact, the way that I would do them, which does kind of make sense, is I would slip out. I'm not sure how to explain this, but I would be leaning way back. I would pop with all my weight on the tail, right? So I would do the flip, and I would land kind of like that and shoot out. So the way that I would fix it is I would always land a little bit too soon, so that the board would slow down. So I'd land as the board slows down, and that would like stand me back up. So my plan was to do a backside flip, land kind of sideways, which would help me clear the gap. And also, I could land the backside flip. This is a dumb idea. I should have, tried a trick I could do. And so I pop the board. I don't even think it came with me. I think it just hit the curb. And I landed with my ankle right on the edge of the curb right there and rolled over the edge of the curb, which destroyed my ankle. It was technically just a really bad sprain, but it would have been better if it broke because you can set it and it heals in place. But it sprained my ankle so terribly bad. And we were in my buddy Tony's apartment complex, but not really near his apartment. So he had to like help me limp back, have my arm around him and limp all the way back to his apartment so his mom could call my mom and she could come take me to the doctor. That was a rough one, and that was me just being stupid. As far as a trick that I really wish I had landed, so one summer, me and Tony, we had decided we were going to do every spinning flip trick you could do. So half cab heel flip, front side flip, nollie backside heel flip, like every combination, every stance, both, spinning directions and both flip tricks. And I remember I did a switch front side flip. And it was so cool because it was in, there was like this fence and there was a building. There's this little strip of pavement and they had this light. And it was the kind of light that's like, it's not a stable light. So when you watch your board in the air, it doesn't just do this. It's like here, then here, then here, then here, then here, because of the way the light flickers. So I'm in switch, and I'm just trying this trick, and I'm not good at anything switch, but I'm trying it anyway. And I'm trying. And then this one glorious time, I was here, then the board was here, then it was here, then it was here, and then I'm landing it. And I just kind of threw my feet down because I couldn't even tell what was going on. And I landed the switch frontside flip. Very excited. I got them all, except for a switch backside heel flip. Super awkward trick for me. Really weird. Never got one. I tried one like 2 weeks ago. Still a super awkward, difficult trick. I don't know if I'll ever get that one. But yeah, you never know. When you were a kid, what was your favorite non-trick thing to do involving skating? Uploading videos, skating to friends' houses, convenience stores, etc., etc. So I lived on a dirt road growing up, so there was no skating anywhere unless I happened to be with my friend Tony. He lived in the next town over. He lived near pavement. So we would skate around town and stuff, but we would skate to skate spots for the most part. But we would bomb a hill sometimes, and that was always fun. It was always terrifying, but it was so fun to go bomb this hill, and you don't know if traffic's coming, and we never really had problems with it. Never slammed or anything like that. Just would bomb a hill on the way back home after going up to the spot over here and ride the hill back down. That was fun. But I did definitely make a lot of trick tips and things like that. I was making like video parts before there was anywhere to upload it, like just to do it. Like I have stuff from like 2004 when there was nowhere to upload things yet. I mean, there was, but you couldn't like watch a video online. You could share a file, But yeah, I always loved doing that kind of stuff. The next question is from Drake9X. It says, I've been recently noticing the growth of vert skating after what felt like an eternity with competitions like Tony Hawk's Vert Alert, Park Bowl competitions, etc. With also more vert skating showing up on social media, being standard stuff or even crazy things. I even saw a dude do a 540 body varial miracle whip-ish kind of trick. I don't even know what that means. With that, do you think vert will ever make a full comeback? Or will it be stuck in its limbo of irrelevancy compared to street skating? Besides all that, congratulations on getting married. Thank you. So, vert is in kind of a tough spot, and it has been for a while. So, vert has had the same problems for a long time, which is that it does well in competitions, like as far as being able to have all the cameras and everyone has the exact same thing. Like, I like watching a vert competition, but it doesn't do so well in parts. You don't really want to sit down and watch a vert part. And I think the big problem with it is that vert ramps are all the same. This one has an extension, this one has a channel, whatever. There's some stuff like that. But aside from those basic things that are slightly different from ramp to ramp, you're just seeing someone skate vert over and over and over again, and it's always the same kind of ramp. They're doing the same type of stuff. No one's going to do something completely different on a vert ramp. Vert ramps are vert ramps. So like getting into vert and becoming like turning pro, starting with being a vert skater is pretty difficult. If you look at the successful vert parts of old, they were very, very expensive. Look at Tony Hawk in One Step Beyond, where he has these two vert ramps and he's transferring between them. And there's a crew there to make the gap bigger so he can keep pushing it and doing it higher and higher. Like, just a guy can't do that. You have to have a crew doing that kind of thing. Or look at my boy Bob Burnquist. In his backyard ramp, he's got that big, he's got that big oververt bowl section. And as awesome as all that stuff is, you can't just build that. That's really expensive. You can't every time you have to film build a new style of vert ramp. And so the parts can get pretty boring, just seeing the same air after air after air. That's one problem, and that's been the problem for the longest time. The new problem is the mega ramp. So if you like technical, grinds and stalls and stuff like that, you're going to watch people skate smaller ramps, because you can see crazier tricks. You can see a switch tray flip front crook, on a 4-foot ramp or 6-foot ramp. You're not going to see it on a 12-foot ramp. You'll see easier tricks. So if you're really into the tech side, it's maybe a little less exciting to watch vert. And then going beyond that, if you want to see the big airs, the 1080s, the 1260s, the giant tweaked out 540s and stuff like that, you're going to watch bigger ramps. So vert has to find its own thing that it does better than anything. And I think I have the solution. Thought about this all last night. The solution for making vert more cool is 360s and 540s that are more technical. So like a heel flip, body varial frontside 540 would be a crazy trick to see. You're not going to see that on a mini ramp, of course, and on mega ramps, it would just kind of get sloppy. You know, like you don't really, at least me, I don't like seeing technical stuff on the giant ramps, because like either the board flips fast and then he just flips it and then spins kind of, or he spins with it, but the board can get away and he's got plenty of time to reach out and grab it and pull it back and spot his landing. And like on vert, it's got to be tight. It's got to be perfect. And I just think it looks a lot better, you know. Rad Rat from Editing World here. I accidentally found a clip of Bob doing a heel flip frontside 540, which is not exactly the trick I was talking about, but it does still look really good. I do maintain that this would look great on vert, but there's no denying it looks good here too. So like intense spinning stuff with flip tricks and stuff like that, things that you can't do on either, at least not well. I think that's where vert can shine. So what it will take for vert to become cool, again, is for, I mean, it's cool, but like to be more popular anyway, would be for a big skater to come out who does that type of stuff. And he's an interesting person. His Instagram is really exciting to watch, you know, and he posts stuff like that. There are some people who do that kind of thing, but not really on vert. You know, I see people at skate parks, you know, like the quarter pipe at the skate park, and they do something cool on it or whatever, but you don't usually see a lot of vert. There's some, but I think it'll take that one person to really make it cool again, make more people, you know, who are starting in skateboarding want to be a vert skater when they grow up, and then that'll set up the next group of kids to actually become vert skaters, vert pros. All right, the last question of the day is a fun theoretical one. This is from Tony Pork. He says, for the rest of all time, all skaters everywhere forever will only be allowed one of the following, and you have to choose which. Helicopter rotations, like big spins, shove it, things like that. Sausage rotations, that's kick flips and heel flips, yes, including frontside and backside flips. Or helicopter dash sausage, so that's a combo, tray flips, big spin flips, that type of thing. To be clear, every other kind of trick is still okay. It's just that for any trick that makes the board flip, we only get one of the three. My vote is helicopters for sure. The sausage bias in the skate community at large is so real. All right, this one's kind of fun. Just I like these kind of weird theoretical questions like this. But if there were only one category of flip tricks you could keep, shoves, flips, or shoves and flips. I don't know why you had to name them all after things. I would pick flips because that's the correct one to do. So if you can only do shove-its and you do a big spin, what are you going to do for the next trick? You know, the answer is not to make the board this twin tails, right? Because for a lot of skaters, their front truck is looser than the back truck, or the front truck. So like you can't just have the board just throw it down and not care which way. There's always going to be a front. So for a line, you got to do a big spin, then a quick switch shove to just get back to normal, and then the big trick down the stairs is going to be a switch front shove. It's just, that doesn't sound as fun. Spin and flips are going to have the same problem with lines, but it's also going to be a lot harder to learn anything because you can't learn kick flips first. I think it's kick flips because you also have more spinning combos. You know, like to do a back shove while spinning front side is just a ollie and then you twist around your feet. Like that's not a good looking trick. So you're not going to do it. You will do frontside flips and frontside heel flips and backside flips and backside heel flips though. All those combos are good tricks. So straight flips that you can spin with them, but you can't spin the board in addition to your body. I think that's the right move. That gives us the most tricks, keeps lines possible, and keeps as much of skateboarding as there can be. I'm going to miss having tray flips. But hey, you got to do what you got to do. And for some reason, there's some kind of magical curse that's about to force us to all do it that way. So that was a fun question. But again, if you have a question of your own, please go to radradvideo.com and submit it on the form. I have an inbox form. I read every single one. Sometimes I just don't have a great answer, even though the question was good. If you think I missed yours and you think it really had some potential, please, resubmit it. Maybe rephrase it a little bit differently. Maybe there was a reason why I didn't do it. But that is it for now. I will see you next time, and thanks for hanging out.